Hello, everybody, and a big welcome to you all. It's so beautiful to see you all here today. And also, thanks for joining if you're watching the replay. For those of you who haven't met me yet, I am Darrielle, and today is going to be all about sharing about these amazing little patches, the X39, which have absolutely completely changed my life and my world and also my family's world as well. So, what this patch has really done for me has really reminded me just how powerful deep healing can happen. Well, just how powerful and simple a little sticker like this can be to really create deeper healing. And I've very much been on a big path myself with healing, and I've done a lot of different holistic and alternative therapies. And often healing for me has felt really heavy and hard and exhausting. And what I've really found the biggest gem with these has been that it's just been such a simple journey. So I just really wanted to also take a moment to honor the other beautiful people that are here to share tonight with me. So I've got my beautiful friend Janine, who's just such a light in my world. Janine and I have known each other for many years now, and Janine was actually the beautiful person who introduced this technology to me. And I've also got Vanessa and Andrew here from the Gold Coast. They are amazing mentors and inspiring business leaders in this sharing this beautiful technology. So I'm so grateful to have them here, and they're going to share a little bit more about the actual technology and the products. Um, and so before I sort of hand over to the ladies, I really wanted to just share my own testimonial and what I've really gotten from these amazing patches. So as I mentioned before, my friend Janine, she introduced me first to these patches probably about 5 months ago, maybe 4.5, 5 months ago. And it was a flat out no from me 3 times. So I was like, no, I'm just not ready. Well, actually, it wasn't even that I wasn't ready. I think it was that I had spent copious amounts of money on so many different alternative treatments and therapies that when Janine's showing me this little sticker to stick on my skin, I'm thinking it just seems way too simple. And so, yeah, it was a no from me. But then after I witnessed Janine go on this journey very, very quickly, she had some health issues going on and challenges going on with her own journey, and she's going to share some of those a bit later. I witnessed her very quickly turn her challenges around with this little stick up. And so I had to really question myself and go, okay, if I'm witnessing one of my best friends heal so quickly, then, what could these possibly do for me? And so, a little bit about me, I'm a mum and I have two children. So I have a 13-year-old son and a 15-year-old daughter. And my daughter has quite profound, or she's a uniquely spirited child. So we've been on quite a journey together as a special needs mum. And Bella has in the past had quite a lot of gross motor challenges and health issues. And me as her mum, I've been on a big journey of really trying to support her to thrive. But with that has also come a lot of like physical lifting with her and helping her with her gross motor and movement and strength in her body. And with that came this chronic back pain that I was really struggling with for about 10 years. And of course, I tried everything to shift it, all the osteos and the chiros, and you name it, I've done it, but nothing really stuck. And yeah, as I said, Janine introduced those patches to me, and then around about 4 months ago, I jumped on, I started them, and within the first 4 weeks, I started to notice that my back pain was reducing, and I thought, yeah, it's not going to stick, and it'll come back again, and sure enough. The back pain has actually stayed really quite low. And so around that 4 week mark, it had reduced by about 80%. And so I was actually able to move around because I wasn't able to even exercise or hardly even move my body at that point. Even bending over to pick something up was really painful for me. And so to have an 80% reduction in my back pain was pretty incredible. Since then, I've had so many other beautiful healing results. So I was getting fortnightly headaches and migraines. They have pretty much all but disappeared now. I had hormonal imbalance. I was struggling with perimenopausal symptoms. They've pretty much disappeared. I Probably the biggest gem for me was the emotional shift that I had. So I didn't actually probably realize it, but I was actually struggling with PTSD in my journey. I had come a very long way, but when I look back now, pre-patches or pre-patching, I really realized that I was actually really struggling with my emotional health, and they have just given me such a beautiful base, and now I feel so much more balanced, and I'm not quite as sensitive or take things as personally. My husband will tell you that. And yeah, it's been a really beautiful shift in really being able to clear some of that unprocessed trauma that I was carrying, which I wasn't expecting at all. And so, yeah, and the other big thing is my energy levels as well have increased so much in such a really vital, balanced way, not in like a coffee hit, adrenaline type way, like a really balanced way. And so that's been incredible. I don't have those crashes in the afternoon anymore. Um, and probably the biggest gem for me has been witnessing my daughter. So my priority as a mama has always been to really help her to thrive, and we've tried so many different things. And to witness her, she's only been on the patches for 2 months, and she is now sleeping so deeply and soundly, meaning that, she's so much fresher and aware and present in her days. But the biggest thing is her body strength. So with Bella's diagnosis, my daughter, um, if you look at the science or the prognosis, they will tell you that she is actually supposed to regress with her strength in her body. But we are seeing her progress in the most beautiful ways. And one little story that I just wanted to share that has just something that, for me as a mum, it just absolutely touched my heart and I'll never forget it. Is Bella, with her gross motor challenges, she has actually been unable to come up and actually use her arms to give us a proper hug. And this a couple of weeks ago, my husband and I went away, and I usually invite her to come and give me a hug. And I sort of stand there and say, Bella, can I have a hug? And, I wait her out. And then usually it's me going over and giving her a hug. And this one day she was able to actually stand up, come over, and actually wrap her arms all the way around me. And honestly, like the tears. And she went and did the same thing to my husband as well. And so these beautiful, I guess, gems are just, life changing for us in our world as a mum and a dad. And we've only just begun. Like, I just can't wait to see what unfolds for her next. So yeah, so and same for me as well. Like, I can't even believe that all of these things have unfolded in 4 months. So I really feel like I've only just begun as well. So yeah, so I just thought that's really my journey so far. And now I'd like to hand over to Vanessa and Andrew, who are going to share a little bit about the products and the technology.
Wow. Well, honestly, storytelling, we could do it as long as it takes,
Yeah,
right? Because
absolutely.
stories are where their true impact is. And here in Australia, sometimes we want to share the stories and then understand that people are going to often say, it sounds too good to be
Yeah,
true. Like, we
absolutely.
wanted to call our YouTube channel, It Sounds Too Good to Be True. But the impact is so huge. So, Darrielle, thank you for sharing. And to think about the evolution of that over, we've been now patching using this technology for 14, 15 months. And in Australia and New Zealand, it's in 80 countries, but to see the evolving
Yes.
progression, that it is about progression, right? And so we're just so excited to see that. So We're so glad to be on and present. We're just going to show you a little bit around the technology and what it means. And this was the same presentation done literally for us from Andrew's best mate, and exactly the same, when his best mate just called and said, "Hey, listen, have you been patched yet?" And we didn't really know at all, never heard of it, didn't know what he
No
was
idea.
talking about.
We'd been away for 10 years overseas. And so when we came back, he said, "Hey, this energy, this patch is giving me energy. My hair's growing back. My hair, natural color is growing back." Because you've just got to look at this presentation. And so I've always been a open-handed person. I'm always open to opportunity and to hear great things. And so we did this exact same presentation. And we're so glad we did, because it's changed our lives, our families, and so many people that we're now connected to. So why YX39, this little patch that's the superstar patch of this whole business of Lifewave, is this little patch that you can put anywhere on your body. Why X39, Vanessa?
So the fewer stem cells that you and I have, the faster we're going to age. So if you are ever on Facebook or anywhere these days, you'll see all these words around stem cell therapy, stem cell treatment, because we know that if you can increase that amount of stem cells in your body again, it's going to hold off aging and allow more of your body to do what it's designed to do, which is to intuitively heal the things that your body deems as priorities. And so at 30, you've lost nearly half your own stem cells. At 60, you've lost nearly all your own stem cells. So these days, the only solution is, now Australia is offering like very expensive stem cell treatment. But in this particular patch, it's a patch technology that will allow, with light therapy, your own body's stem cells to begin to regenerate, which is a really huge deal. It really is the future of medicine as we know it.
So how does X39 work, this little patch? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. It's a patented nanocrystal technology, and it reflects light to activate. So what that means is, just as you know, if you put on those night goggles where you can see those the heat and light around anything that's living, because that's what we're created with. We're heat and we're light. Basically what it's doing is, when this little patch touches your skin, and by the way, it's non-transdermal, no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, and it's non-invasive. So there's nothing actually going into your bloodstream. There's nothing going through the skin barrier, except it's reflecting your own heat and light with this messaging system made up of amino acids, all organic material of amino acids, salts, crystals, sugars, that's created a messaging system that speaks to your copper peptides, that then activates your stem cells. Now, people have spent sometimes $50,000, $100,000 plus getting their stem cells activated again, and 3 months later, nothing happening. It was only for 3 months and cost a lot of money. This is extremely affordable in comparison, around the cost of a coffee per day. And it's doing the same thing. It's getting your copper peptides speaking to your dormant stem cells and going to the parts of your body that need it the most.
So the kind of benefits that we're seeing and what people are noticing, and again, so many tests have been done on this particular technology, but what we can claim and say is there's going to be increased strength. We see it in all the data. Mental clarity, you'll see that in a picture of a brain scan. And that mental clarity, again, is just that brain fog is lifting from your body and your brain. Reduced inflammation, where inflammation is just the culprit for so much dis-ease in our body.
Absolutely.
Restored muscle and skeletal conditions. So my daughter's scoliosis was really impacted already, and adjustments that have been blowing actually even the physiotherapist away when he sees the results. Increased stamina, improvement of sleep.
I was on a sleep apnea machine for 18 months before I started patching, and 3 months into patching, I just felt like I don't need this mask anymore. And so I took the mask off, slept all the way through. I haven't done that in decades. And woke up with energy, woke up refreshed, woke up not tired, which I've spent the last 10, 15 plus years always tired. I don't have that 3 p.m. slump anymore. I have energy all the way through. And so we're hearing a lot of this around sleeping. And as we know that our body actually restores and heals when we sleep. So it's such a valuable part of that process.
And then you have the energy and vitality that everyone's been referencing already. And this is not that high adrenal energy like Darrielle was just saying. This is a really steady release of energy that your body is creating. There's an improved skin appearance and all this collagen. You'll see how much is increased in your body and your skin. But we know collagen is everywhere around your body as well. But here's the thing, the stories we're hearing and what the claim is that this tool will be a tool in your toolbox to help you achieve and your body to achieve optimal health. And this is physical, mental, and social well-being. Now, the reason why we say all is when you are battling any kind of chronic illness, and you'll hear Janine's story soon, it impacts every area of your life. The mental health breakthroughs people are having when inflammation leaves their brain is second to none, and that impacts relationships. And so we love this holistic approach to letting your body do what it was designed to do. Here's the scan of a woman's brain, and she's 77, and after one session, 6 weeks later, there's no more red or inflammation, and it's all that blue cognition, which means the left and right brain is talking to each other. Now, we know, and Darrielle just said it, inflammation isn't just in 77-year-old women's brains. It's in every one of our brains because of just the world we live in.
So true.
And so when you can get that inflammation down, our daughter at 20 had 3 major head traumas. And after wearing this patch for 6 weeks and not even seeing this particular scan before, we hadn't seen that presented early on. But this one, once it made sense to us, because at 6 weeks, we saw our daughter back. It's like she came back, the darkness left her body and her brain, and really she had no more of those head trauma symptoms after that.
Yeah, it was worth it just for that for us. So the X39 long-term results. Look, if you want to see more details around this and do a bit more of a deep dive into the technology, the business, the owner, the inventor, case studies, testimonies, like it's amazing. You can go to thisisit.info.com. Thisisit.info.com. And we encourage you to do that after the presentation and see more about how this is affecting people's lives and changing their lives. But here's one of the results that I didn't know is in the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. I didn't even know we had 4,000 genes. So I thought that was pretty cool. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. And we're hearing and seeing that time and time again. I know that for me, around that 6-week mark is when the brain fog left, my ADHD and other, anxiety and other challenges that I've had, especially with focusing and working. I've been more productive than I ever have been. Within 3 months, your collagen has increased. Now, we all love a little bit of collagen, but not just on the outside and around the face, but also the collagen that's all around your vital organs, which is so important. And then within 6 months, they did this case study with a whole bunch of people, and the average heart age after 6 months had reversed by 8 years.
Huge.
So that's huge. And I love what the owner and inventor says. He says, this is not anti-aging. This is age reversing. I'm not sure about you, but I'm up for a little bit of age reversing. And that's what this technology is all about.
So it's so simple to wear. I love that. Even Andrew always says it's like made for men. It's just simple.
Absolutely.
We were just talking to a friend today. He's like, I just don't have to think about all the other things to help with my health. And you might still take some things, but it's just so simple. Brush your teeth in the morning, put it on. Brush your teeth at night, take it off. And your body's going to regenerate during the day and repair at night. You can throw the patch away or you can put the leftover. It's got just a few extra hours of light frequency in it. And on animals are responding so powerfully to light technology as well. So a bunch of holistic vets have joined our team, really seeing breakthrough. You put a new patch on the next day. That's why these packs come with 30 in a pack. And we're talking about less than a cup of coffee per day. And then you can wear more than one at a time. There's some wonderful complementary patches, but X39 is the only one doing the regenerating of your own body's stem cells. Drink plenty of water because water is going to continue to move those cells around to the right place, and have an electrolyte with it, just so again your cells are just super open to to what they need, because your stem cells become whatever cells your body needs, which is why we can't say, when the patch goes on you, we can't say what this patch will actually do, because your body knows what to prioritize in terms of healing. So regenerative technology is really unique, because you think and hope it's going to do a pain in your shoulder, but it could be actually fixing your eyesight, because your body knows what to prioritize first. You got to think about this technology like 1 month per decade of your life is how long minimum you want to be using this for, because those stem cells are regenerating about 1 month of use, and it's adding about 10 years worth of those stem cells back into your body. So if you're 50, think 5 months, 60, 6 months. And after that is where real breakthrough, because deeper healing starts to happen while they're all active again. But beyond the technology, the stories truly are what we wake up to every single day.
Every day.
Good news stories that are impacting people on every single level. So Janine, you are an incredible leader on our team. We've just had, it's been a joy to get to know you. And that's what this business also does. It's connecting with like-minded, like-spirited
all around
people
the world.
all around the world. But your story is so deeply impacting. So I'd love you to share.
Thanks, guys. Wonderful to be here. And where do I start with my story? I've been patching for 6 months, okay? My background is ICU nursing. I was a registered nurse for 26 years. So I really love health and wellness and helping people in that area. But the truth is that I really struggled in my own life because of a chronic illness. And basically, I stopped sleeping 16 years ago. And it just developed into a nightmare, basically. So we're talking adrenal fatigue, brain fog, thyroid issues, gut issues, and I really just struggled to function as a normal person, to show up as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, and do all the things that I wanted to do in life. I actually couldn't work for the last few years, and I walked away from my nursing career. And that led me onto a path of exploring natural therapies, and I'm really open. I'll literally do anything. I had experienced a lot of practitioners and a lot of different therapies and supplements and things. And then these patches landed in my lap, and I thought, you know what, I'll give them a go. And if you told me 6 months ago that my life was going to change this dramatically, I just would not have believed you. I had been told by a practitioner that I'd be a complete idiot to not try them, given that I'd been through, a terrible, very stressful journey. And she knew what my journey was like. And she said to me, I'm seeing the most crazy miracles, and I don't use that word lightly, in her clinic. She was seeing these. She said, if you don't use these, like, you're basically crazy, So I thought, right, I'm going to do this. And I embarked on a trial, and what do you know? 1 month later, I started sleeping. So I also had perimenopausal symptoms, which were making all my symptoms so much worse, right? So I started sleeping, I started having a bit of energy. Things just started to slowly change in my body, to the point where I was able to come off 50 milligrams of melatonin in a 2-week period, which I had been on melatonin for a decade. So that was a really big deal. And my integrative doctor was, shocked. And then all these other miraculous things just started to happen. The hot flushes dialed down. I had an energy and a calm nervous system that I hadn't had for a long time. I also had terrible hay fever at the time that completely disappeared. I had a chronic back pain issue that was very significant over 13 years. Like, I have scoliosis, and then just like combined with a whole bunch of things, stress and nursing, I actually had these terrible back flare-ups where I'd be bedridden, and that has completely changed. It stopped. I've got rid of hemorrhoids, seasickness. My gums are growing back that were receding. It's really wild what's happened. And now I've been able to step into a completely different life. And that's all within 6 months. And it hasn't been overnight. This is regenerative technology. So this has been a process, but it was about 4 weeks that things started to change for me. So I have these on my family members as well. I've seen, even just within my close circles, family and friends, a reversal of chronic fatigue, not kidding. Bedwetting has stopped with a 12-year-old. We've got ADHD, non-verbal, autistic children that have now got their lives changed. Chronic arthritis, rheumatoid, migraines, painful periods, all disappearing. So, like, I had no idea what I had my hands on when this landed in my lap 6 months ago. So I could not share this with people. I love sharing anyway, and I love supporting people when it comes to health and wellness. And so one of the most beautiful aspects of this opportunity was to be able to share this with those that I love and actually cover the cost of my patches, which is what I started to do. That was my first, just my only goal really, was just, I want to have this technology on our entire family for free. And then organically a business has grown, and the lives that we've seen transform. And I mean, to see this within my, with my dearest friends, like with Darrielle, like, it's honestly been the biggest joy. So yeah, it's something you must experience to believe.
Man, this is it. This is what we just get to do. And so we love that. And we do love the model. Like, we are so proud to partner with Lifewave.
Absolutely.
We're proud to partner with the business model where the inventor, in a second will introduce you to him. But he basically said, I'm going to choose direct selling. I could earn a lot of money for selling this to some big pharma, some government, or some other, corporate.
Oh, it would be
entity.
10, 20, 30 times the price if it went that route.
But he chose on purpose a direct selling model because the profit goes back to the people, and then the people get to cover their own costs. So we just would love to introduce you to the inventor and just his heart for this technology to reach a billion
Not literally
homes.
introduce,
He's coming on. No, but we are going to meet him in Orlando. But listen, you get to dive deep into it. Like we just said, at thisisit.info.com. But this is David Schmidt, and he's very renowned around the world.
And I love it that he's the CEO and the inventor. So it means that, this company hasn't sort of bought someone in either side to sort of give it credibility and then, put something together and float it to the world. He's both. This is his legacy. And he's very protective of it, which we love. And he has now over 200 patents. So to get a patent is a massive deal just to get one. He's got over 200. So that's how credible this guy is. He's a scientist and an inventor, and he specializes in age reversing. Give me a wave if that's something that you're interested in. I know I am. And so that's part of his specialization. And in 2008, he focused on stem cell regeneration, stem cell research. And he took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring this to market. So he didn't just slap it together and throw it out there. He took his time meticulously to create this and put this together to bring something to humanity that is going to be, of great help and change lives. And that's what it's doing. I love this pattern. This is the pattern around the X39, the patch, the superstar patch that we're talking about, because it's a result. This is what the pattern literally says. It's a result of elevating copper peptides, which we're all starting to hear a bit more about, including activation of stem cells that we're hearing about, improvement in energy, and elevation of antioxidants. So that's what this is doing. You don't get a patent unless it actually does what it says it does. And this is what this is doing. And so for the price of a coffee per day, $6 a day roughly, this is what this is doing for people. It's extremely affordable because that's why his whole heart is to get it into 1 billion homes, and that no one basically can't afford this, so that they can get sovereignty over their own health.
Powerful.
So powerful.
Yeah, and so the company has huge stability. Again, we care about that because we are partnering as brand partners, and this is one of the businesses in our portfolio to help people, but it has great longevity and a huge future moving forward.
Absolutely. So it's just turned 20 recently, And I love that because it means this company didn't just start yesterday, and who knows where it's going to be in the future. And that's a real value to Vanessa and I, and and Janine and Darrielle, is that we're part of something that has that credibility and that longevity, and it's in over 80 countries. So if you have friends in the countries where it is and it's expanding all the time, you'll be able to get this to them. And then
so
just by
good.
sharing, that will also compensate you to be able to at least pay for your own patches. And that's why he created the model that he has, so that people literally just by sharing, instead of it going to somebody else, it goes back to you to be able to pay for your product. What I love about this product is it's not a Me Too product. Like, people have got their oils and their supplements and their skincare. Everyone's got that. And there's a whole bunch of great ones out there. We love that and we use that, but no one else has this. That's why it has a patent, a 20-year patent. We're about 4 years into it. So 16 years left where no one else can get this. And what I love about that, for two reasons. One, from a business perspective, if that's ever an interest to somebody, but also it means that you know where this is coming from. You know, the genesis of where it's not, made in China or somewhere else, and you don't know if someone's ripping it off, or you can only get this from Lifewave. And it went from a $20 million company in 2021 to in 2022 to 320 million. It's going to be $1 billion company this year. So it's growing like wildfire.
So the girls can talk much more to you about what it really looks like to be paid, either cover your own costs or
That's
really
right.
begin to help it impact your family or the dreams that you have that right now might feel a bit out of reach financially. And really the question that we were asked about this was, what is our why? And for us, it is freedom. We've got a daughter that lives back in Canada. We're raising 3 other gorgeous girls here. We've got parents to look after, and we just wanted to allow another stream of income into our family so we could bless as many people as possible. So there's really simple ways where you just actually see that little beautiful, it's not a pyramid, it's a beautiful team structure.
That's
where everything happening in Australia on our team, that momentum flows down to you.
Everyone benefits.
In most of these companies, it's just about how you benefit up, but in this company, the volume and the momentum flows around. 4 people will help you cover your own costs per month, and yet also at the same time sharing with 4 people, and they share with 4 people, can actually help you earn up to 25,000 US per week in US dollars, and that is happening for people we know and love. And then we have an amazing way we call the miracle way, where you can make that money when the lights are off at night and other people are earning, and the company says thank you to you as they're earning, because they want to thank you for introducing so many people into the company. So it's amazing. But the simple way to purchase this is you're going to choose a package that aligns to your needs and what you have going on. And is it just you, or is it your family? And the larger the package, the better wholesale price you will get. So here's the simple 3 ways. You'll be ordering this obviously through Darrielle, but we just love to quickly break it down for you.
So you have the core, the advanced, and the premium. And core is really, it's 3 of these packs, which is 3 months worth. You get 30 of these patches. And really, it's for someone who's just wanting to get their health back on track. They're on their own. And this is just, this gives them that first 3 months, the 90 days. We only do a minimum of 90 days because it takes up to 90 days to get a result. And so people that are committed to the science and hearing all the testimonies and giving this that 90 days to see their results start. And again, it just gets better and better as you continue to go along. That's a great pack if that's for you. And that's $295 US, which is roughly around 5 to 550 Australian at the moment. And roughly works out to be about that $6 mark a day at $99.95 per sleeve. And then the advanced pack, you actually get 6 for $535, so a bit of a discount. You get 6 of these, so this is great for a couple, for 2 people that want a patch, minimum 90 days each, and or maybe they've got one of their children they're wanting to do as well, and they can always order more. This is a one-off price, and that's around 1,000 Australian dollars. With the conversion at the moment. And then there's the premium, really for big families, people where you're going to be patching a lot of people. It's 1,750 US, or around 3,000 Australian. And you get 20. It's the best price. It's $87.50 per sleeve. You get 20 of these. And And we can also look at some other support patches, which Darrielle will talk to you about when you look to order. But it's also for people who want to create another income as well, like we have, like Janine is, like Darrielle is, and many, many others who at least want to pay for their patches, but actually create, a 5, 6 plus figure income over time. And that's what we help with as well. So that's for people who really want to create that another income stream. As we know, we all can't rely on one these days, unfortunately. So having that other one is really helpful.
So this is a one-off cost. It's access. It gives you access to everything at the wholesale price. You just pay that once, and then you look at what you might need to top up to that into your family or loved ones, or you've started to share and need more product. But Darrielle is officially in business, and we love an online launch because this just means it will scale wherever her and your community of people can be impacted. They already host so much amazing in-person gatherings, and there's nothing like the energy of being in person to hear these stories as well. When we present like this, we always say to you, after a 30-minute presentation, you've probably got like 10, 20 people on your mind where you're going to say, could it do this? Could it do that? Well, the answer is just get the technology on them, the patch on them.
The answer is yes, it could.
Let the body do
exactly. We never diagnose or say that this is absolutely going to work for every single issue, challenge, disease, and so on. But what we do say is there's lots of testimonies around pretty much everything out there of people seeing results. And so the faster you get patching, the quicker you get to see results. And for the price of a coffee, less than a coffee a day, definitely cheaper than a glass of wine or a beer, to do something that's regenerative and preventative. And that's what's great about this. It's regenerating, but it's also preventing things that can be happening. And so, and having our stem cells operating at its full potential and age reversing. So we're excited to hear your story, for you to partner with Darrielle, to start seeing your results and, and being a part of the bigger community and hearing what's happening for them as well.
So you're going to circle back with Darrielle and meet more of the community. There's thousands of people here that are really building and committed to really taking this brand to the 1 billion homes that is the heart of the inventor. So Darrielle, we'll hand it back over to you. But from Andrew and I and our whole team that are cheering you on, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. One thing I forgot to say in my little share before is that now I'm able to go out and run, and I've not been able to move my body for like 10 years. So I forgot to add that in. I just had to say that at the end because of my back pain's all gone now. So incredible. But I'm so grateful for everybody for joining today. And especially to Vanessa and Andrew and Janine. And I'm here if anybody has any questions. And if you're here because someone else has sent you, please just circle back to them. But yeah, really excited to have you all join, and thank you so much.